Hi guys, how are you? Welcome. This video is on the Juwel Rio behind me, Juwel Rio 180. We did a short video last week on the Denley tank a few days ago. Now we're going to do the Juwel Rio. So here we go. Okay, here it is, the Juwel Rio 180. This is the light wood version from Juwel. So you've got the matching cabinet. It's 108 litres of water, something US gallons I can put on the screen, I'm not sure what it is, top of my head. About 103, I think, centimetres long and 50 odd high. So the Juwel Rio is kind of, when it comes, when you first buy it, it comes as like an all-in-one kit. I've had the tank now 3 years, and that's the reason for this video really, an update now, 3 years going strong. So your internal filter is just in the corner here. Mine, I've probably got some reflections here that's causing problems for the video, but yeah, just about see it in the corner there. Mine's actually got moss all over it. That's your internal filter in the corner. Comes up. On top, you've got a little lid, which you can remove, and you've got your filter media in there, pump, and a little heater as well. So I like it, the fact the heater's in there. It's nice and hidden out the way. You've not got a heater on display somewhere in your aquarium, so I don't like that. So it's nice to have a heater put away. Filtration, you can use the stock Juwel sponges, or you can pretty much upgrade it any way you wish. I have some Seachem Matrix in the bottom, and then the regular Juwel sponges at the top, and then I use filter floss, which I change every week. The rest of the sponges, once a month, if that, maybe I give them a squeeze out. Originally this tank comes with a lid. As you can see, mine's got no lid. And it comes with a multi-lux LED light system, day and night. I had mine for up until this year actually, so nearly 2.5, no, not nearly 3 years actually I had the light for. I was due to change the bulbs. That came at a certain cost, and I thought, you know what, I want to upgrade the light anyway, get something more powerful. Get some more plants in there, get some bit more advanced plants maybe in the long term. So I went for the, if you can just about see that, this is the Fluval Plant 3, which as you can see does fit the Juwel aquarium really well. Perfect. Like I say, it doesn't fit with the lid. That's, you know, for some people that's a problem. I mean, having no lid doesn't really bother me. I like my tank anyway, open top. Most of my other tanks in the home are all rimless and open top. Yes, you do get some evaporation. So yeah, I've gone down a bit actually, even now. So yeah, once a week, maybe sometimes more, a jug full of water. That's usually it. In the cabinet, we've got a JBL 1500 canister filter. There's absolutely no need to have this canister filter at all. I mean, I just like technology, gadgets, filtration, love it, all that kind of stuff. So I have it on there, I get extra flow, extra cleaning ability. Like I say, you don't need it for the Juwel tanks, but I have one anyway. Then we have pressurized CO2, just in there. So it is an Invital Juwel CO2 system. 2 bubble counters, like a Juwel regulator. This is doing my Denley tank next to it and this tank. As you can see, I'm running not much CO2, 2 or 3 bubbles a second maybe, if that's it. Not massive amounts of CO2. Regular CO2 canister. Copy of the best book in the world next to it, and that's pretty much it for CO2. That's your cabinet. Back up to the tank. Again, apologise for these reflections in my kitchen. I've got a skylight behind me and there's not much I can do about it, unfortunately. I just get this reflection of my kitchen sink in the tank when I'm trying to do videos. I think maybe I need some sort of black screen or something behind me, but that's a bit too advanced for me. I'm just a hobbyist with a phone and a selfie stick and a microphone. Nothing professional, nothing high tech. Just like doing videos of my tank and my hobby. That's all pretty much it is. Tank itself has, so like I say, 3 years. 3rd scape, I believe. Although some of the hardscape is actually the original hardscape. I've just rearranged it. I did new soil, new sand, new plants kind of a mini rescape, you could say. I did originally use the Juwel 3D background, which, not on purpose, got covered in moss. It wasn't intentional actually, but it did. It looks quite class actually, I think. It's like a real natural background. I've got a little gap here actually, the background missing. This is because you're supposed to buy, when you do buy a tank when you get the tank, say, first day, you're supposed to buy 3 pieces of the 3D background, which could, well, it was very expensive. I went for 2 pieces and I kind of cut it. So I've made a little incision there, just about to see that in the middle. And there's a little gap there, which normally is covered up. I had a piece of hardscape in here recently, a piece of wood. It was so bad in algae, I just had to remove it. So I've got a bit of a patch now there, empty. There are some new plants in there. Well, I say new, been moved there. And hopefully they grow out and cover this little area, so it gets rid of it. We did get, like I say, quite a huge BBA outbreak in this tank. You can still see there's quite a bit in here actually. Sorry for that little glass smudge there. I should have cleaned that before the video. I thought I had done. I obviously missed that bit. Not that my tank's pristine and perfect, it's not. I mean, like I say, I'm just a hobbyist. Between family life and work, I do what I can to keep this tank as best as I can and as clean as I can. Doesn't always work. I mean, it's not going to be one of these videos you're seeing on, you know, some high-level professional aquascaper that has these tanks immaculate. This is me at home, hobbyist. I work full-time, have a family, children, and just try and do what I can when I can to keep the tanks looking as best as I can. And I think I do an okay job. You might agree, might not. If you do, let me know. Anyway, back to that anyway. So a little bit of algae on there, BBA. We've got BBA actually still everywhere actually. It's something I really just struggle with, and I could have ripped it all out, yeah, started again, done it all again, but I wanted just to see if I can do it naturally, see if I can get rid of it, see what I can do. So, you know, I increased water changes, increased some maintenance, did use a few chemicals. I say a few, I think I used APT fix, and just manual removal really, and just keep your water changes, keep your filtration clean, try and change one thing at a time to see what's causing it. Added in very recently the Invital testaflora, which as you can see is growing wild and amazing, and I love this plant. The colour of this plant is just stunning, and hopefully that's crass growing. Hopefully that's going to help me a bit towards the algae. And the rest of the plants, yeah, they're okay. They're okay, they're not bad. Some of the plants in the back corner here really haven't taken off. There's something wrong with that corner, possibly a dead spot. I have to keep looking into that. It's something not quite right. The plants aren't that essentially slow growing in that area, so there should be a lot more growth from when I planted them, but there's not. So I think the back plant is actually behind this Java fern is actually Eclodorus argentinus, which should have really grown by now, I believe, unless that's wrong. If it's really slow growing, then please let me know. I must have made a mistake. We've got some of the Dilodoris, Deandra, something like that. Yeah, the little kind of cactus looking, spiky looking plant. A plant that I originally put in this tank under the old lighting. I could never grow it. Never grow it. It always just either melted or just didn't grow. Under the fluval plant light, it's really taken off. It's growing quite nicely. It's actually starting to move around the tank, which is fantastic. I love that. Got your standard crypt here, which is doing really well. Nice brown crypt. I say brown crypt because I have no idea what name it is, which I completely forgot. We have some floating plants at the top. Some of the I can't remember. It's a floating lettuce, water lettuce kind of plant. That's in there. Just help me out with any issues. It's certain areas like this where it's just kind of really, it's like a little tunnel I've got, but it's really bogged down with detritus. I mean, I do get in there, I give it a good swirl with my fingers and hands and try and get rid of it, but you know, it's just one of them things. It's not a perfect tank. Could be due to stocking. Yeah, as you can probably see on the video, it's probably is fairly heavily stocked for the size of the tank. But you know, some of these fish have been there such a long time. I've just added fish to it, particularly the Harlequin rasboras, which there's a pair there, one there, and they've been in there since pretty much day one of the tank. They're definitely over the 3 years old. I had a group of 6 originally, and I've just got 2 left. 4 died pretty much at the same time. and I thought maybe I had an issue, but I didn't. The two survived perfectly after that, and I've been around a long time since they died. Other fish like Ruminos tetras and Danios, again, they were old additions before there's several rescapes. The fish that have been most recently added to this tank are the Congo tetras, which are going to get quite big, and I understand that, and if it gets too big, I'm going to have to either consider buying another tank or moving the fish on. And they've got the Ruminos tetras, which they were from previous scape. It was all kind of planted. They're definitely 18 months or more old, but doing really well. There's an apistogramma here somewhere. I think you might have already seen him once or twice on camera if you're watching. There he is over there. So he's lovely. I like him. I did have a pair originally, male and female. The other one's definitely not there anymore. It's probably died. Haven't seen it in a long, long time. Got some corridoras. These are the bronze corys. Quite nice little corys. Group about 6 or 7 in there at the corys. Got a little bit of cyan bacteria there as well. I can need to treat that as well. That's it. That's your plants. Your hardscape is old pieces of wood. These would have been there for a couple of years now. That could be one of the reasons why I'm getting so much algae. Maybe it's just degraded and rotting away. Too much waste organics in the aquarium. Could well be that. But yeah, generally, I love the tank. It's in my kitchen. It's a lovely thing to view out, just to sit here and watch all these fish. And in a very, what looks to be a naturalist environment kind of thing. Wouldn't be perfect. I think maybe if the tank was like brown water or something, might look a lot better actually. I don't know if the plants will survive, but it would look nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it really, I think, of the tank. If you are interested in getting Juwel Rio, I'd recommend them. Yeah. If you're more aquascaping, then probably not. No, there was a lot better tanks you can buy if you want to just do aquascaping. If you want a great fish tank at a reasonable price, decent size, and basically with all the kit when you first buy it, because you're going to get your lighting, you're going to get your filtration, you're going to get your heating. Big strong tank. I mean, these tanks are going to take a lot of hammering. Yes, you've got the black silicone and all that sort of stuff in the centre brace, which I don't really like, but it's a strong tank. I mean, it should last many, many years. This is 3 years old now, and I don't expect it to be broken anytime soon. They do last for years. I have had jewels in the past. I think my first jewel was 25 years ago. That was a Trigon, and they just don't fail. I mean, the pump has been there now 3 years. Never given any trouble. I don't even really service it. I think I've took it out twice in the 3 years, the pump, and that's it. Your filtration is perfect. Heating again, nearly 3 years now, nothing. Perfect. Heating is absolutely perfect. Even when I've forgot to turn it off occasionally, it's forgiven me that mistake and still carried on working. Lighting, like I say, I have replaced it, so that doesn't mean it was broken. It isn't. That light still works. A friend of mine has that light. I gave that to a friend of mine, and he's still using that light with the old bulbs that I had, so it still works. Just I noticed after, I think it was last year I started noticing it wasn't as bright. It was getting a bit dimmer, and it was time to get upgrades to the lights. And I thought, the new bulbs were going to cost me somewhere in the region of €100 and something. And I thought, well, why not just upgrade it, get something different. I was going to go for the Aqua One J bar, which would have fitted the hood, but I read some reviews on that one, and I don't know, I lost my confidence in the light at all, so I didn't buy it. The Fluval Plant light, of course, is one of the, it's a well-known light. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a great light, and it has. It's brilliant. The app's brilliant. It's Bluetooth controllable. There's not much more you can ask for with a light, really. It's fantastic. Sorry about the cough there, lads. The Juwel version upgrade is called the Heliolux. And again, that fits the hood, but you need a Bluetooth controller separately to the actual light itself. And look, I'm sure it's a fantastic light, but it's way above what I'm going to pay for a light when I can get something better for cheaper. So yeah, I didn't bother with the Heliolux light, unfortunately. Okay, that's pretty much it, guys. If you've got any questions regarding the Juwel tank, anything you're unsure of or want me to ask, I know a lot of people remove the filters in their tanks, the Juwel tanks. I don't particularly see a reason for doing that. I think it's a perfectly good filter. It's safe to have in there. I run 2 filters. If the big filter to here was started to leak or failed, I've always got the internal filter going, I'm okay. Vice versa, if the internal filter does decide to go and you've still got an external, you're okay. Obviously the plants are going to do a lot of work for me as well, but you still need flow and air and oxygenation, of course. Again, sorry about that cough there, I'm okay. Yeah, so I won't remove it if you've got one. If you want to remove yours, do so. There's videos online I've seen how to remove it. Anything else? Oh, fish. There's one more fish, which I'm not sure even should be in here, but I put it the other day. It's only a baby. €4 it cost me. It's a yellow wonder killifish. Now, I do know with the flow I've got in here and the open top tank, it's probably not the best idea, but he's okay so far. He's not jumped, and there's quite a decent gap here, so he's gonna. I can't imagine him jumping out of that. If he does, that's gonna be awful, and I'm gonna be gutted. But we'll see how he goes. If he's not suitable or something happens, I've got other tanks in the house I can move him to. So yeah, there's no issue there, lads. So I'm not worried about him being harmed or anything like that. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. It's a 15-minute video. I've covered everything I think I want to cover about it. The tank itself, do you like it? Is it too messy for you? Is it disgusting? Whatever it is, I don't know. As like I say, I'm not some high-end professional aquascape or nothing like that. Just a hobbyist at home, and I've learnt this for the last few years since COVID. And I've got other tanks, like you see, I did the tank the other day on the Juwel on Denley. Excuse my dryer there with the clothes on it, ridiculous. And I've got a 60p in the other room, which I've got videos on that as well. And I've got one tank upstairs, which is just more of a fish tank, just a holding tank for different reasons, quarantining and what have you. Okay, I am definitely going to leave it there now, guys. I'll talk to you again soon. Yeah, guys, so we'll leave it there. That's the end of the video. And we'll leave you a bit of footage.